again, guys. It's Carly from the Poetry of Nice. I got a haul video for you guys today. I hit up a few yard sales, about 2 estate sales, and a thrift store today. So I'll just go ahead and jump in and show you guys what I got. Okay, so I'll leave this big pile of clothes towards the end, and I'll show you what I got from the estate sales first. So first I'm going to show you, just got a couple of little vintage Christmas ornaments. They're super sweet, really nice colour, so I'll lot them together and put them on Etsy. And then I got a few vintage books. I've done pretty well recently with either vintage books or antique books, both of them. These are actually all from the 1940s. I have a dictionary here, a Webster's. They actually do pretty well. It's a 1941. And then I have a Bible here as well from the 1940s. It's obviously in pretty rough shape and stuff, but they do still go, especially when they are a little bit older like that. So I'll have a good look through that. And then this I just thought was really cool. Again, these were all a quarter at this estate sale, and your Bible and you illustrated, and this is either late 40s or early 50s, I can't quite remember, but look at these illustrations, they are phenomenal. And I just thought it was way too cool to leave behind. So I picked it up for a quarter, and I'm positive that it'll do well. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, I also picked up this little like men's handkerchief. It does not have a label, but I do believe it's either vintage or handmade. It looks like it may be machine stitched here, but it's just like a really beautiful paisley, like a rich paisley colour there. Okay, and then different estate sale, I got a couple of cookery books. So this is just like a little country kitchen cookbook, and these can do well, even though they're sort of printed, or they tend to be, by the person sharing the recipes. And this does appear to be how this is made, these little illustrations and stuff, from 1975. It was 25 cents. So actually that may have been 10 cents. And then I got these 3 cookbooks here that I'll show you. Now these are all from the 1930s. So I've got this one here, and then all about home baking. These are all 10 cents a piece. Obviously in rough shape, but still just fascinating. And this one I absolutely love. This is from 1930. Salads. But what I plan to do with these is I'm actually going to lot them all together, since they're all in a sort of a similar colour scheme here, and just like I do with a lot of the vintage children's books that I have, I'm going to try to sell them together as book decor for the kitchen. So we'll see how those do, and I'll probably cross post on Etsy and eBay. Down here I just have a Better Homes and Gardens, the new cookbook. This is the one that's in a binder. As you can see, this was 50 cents. So it's chock full of everything, and this is actually a 6th edition from the 1960s. I have one up at the moment in the 1970s, and this is in way better condition. Just need to give the cover a little clean there. So that was 50 cents. I picked this up. Fairly sure this is haunted. No, I'm just kidding, but it's super creepy. It's actually 50 cents, and as you can see, it's this illustration. So it's called Vanity, and it has all this information on the back. All is vanity. It's just a print in a frame, and it talks about the piece there, but as you can see there, it's this sort of almost an optical illusion kind of thing, as it were, where it's like a skull, but if you look twice, it's a woman looking in a mirror. So I'm going to put that up on Etsy. You know what, Halloween is coming up soon, and people look for vintage Halloween decor, and that's exactly how I'm going to tag this on Etsy, so we'll see how that does. Let me think. Okay. Oh, I picked up this little metal ruler. I don't know why. You know, sometimes you pick up things and you wonder why you grabbed them. I mean, it was 10 cents, so that's probably why. But it's definitely old Winterettes, and then it's as advertised in, and then all these magazines. So there was interesting glamour magazine spelt with a U, like it would be in England. So I don't know if that's a clue. We'll see. I'll have a look into it. But anyway, it was 10 cents and it's metal. If nothing else, it'll go into my craft box and be used. Okay, and then I'll show you a few of my thrift store things as well. So I got this cool little mug here, this Like Me Drug Free. I thought that was kind of awesome. I counter drug division. Those kind of retro things, especially like the straight edge and drug free things, can do pretty well. I also got these 2 little travel mugs here. The Knott's Camp Snoopy. So there's Snoopy and 2 Woodstocks in a canoe. And then we've got the Peanuts gang round the campfire and going down the river. I just thought they were super cool. They were $1 a piece. I'm going to lot them together on Etsy and maybe on eBay. We'll see. These were just amazing. Okay, I paid $4 for these, and that's probably way too much. But I'm positive I can get my money back times 5 on Etsy with the right buyer. They are just so cool. So as you can see, we have a little wooden cat, and then he's full of cat coasters. He's so cool. I have absolutely no doubt that this will sell and do well on Etsy. It's just absolutely perfect. Oh, there's a pun there. Okay, and then I also got these. Okay, so I wasn't sure if these were vintage when I first picked them up, simply because I had not seen anything like them, but I don't think they are now that I'm looking at them. I actually think they're from around 2011. I paid $7 for them, but the reason why I still bought them is because this particular weave, I can't find it anywhere. I can find like a newer version that's like a finer weave with this like leather upper and this kind of almost like a laces canvas style in between. But I was, more than anything, I was really intrigued. And they're in good shape. They're not bad at all. But I think they're from the Nike Better World line. So I need to have a little bit more of a look. But they're size 8, so they're a good size. And I'm positive I can make my money back on those. I do think there'll be profit in it as well. Okay, 3 neckties. This was actually from an estate sale. This cost me 75 cents. I am not sure. I didn't pay $3, 75 cents. I'm not sure if it's handmade or not, but it's really cool looking. I do okay with neckties on Etsy, and obviously they are super easy to pack up, so that's good. Got a Looney Tunes Daffy Duck, very cool, and a Garfield. These were all 75 cents a piece actually. And then these I just could not leave behind. These were $1 a piece, and what they are they're the storybooks to do with the movie, but they also have the soundtrack on a record there as well. So I got Robin Hood, Pete's Dragon, and Dumbo. There's actually a few more in the thrift store, which I was kind of bummed about, that they had like written the names all the way across, like the name of the child all over, which, you know, happens with older things, but I didn't want to grab them because I'm not sure if there's any value in them. But again, Etsy, these are going to go up primarily with keywords to do with like nursery decor and children's bedroom decor and vintage Disney. So I wanted them to be aesthetically, you know, as sound as they could be, while still obviously being vintage. These were about 25 cents a piece. Lady and the Tramp. This is from the 1970s. It's, apart from a few squiggles on the first page, it's nice and clean. I actually just sold one just like this, Cinderella, like 2 days ago, and it was in such bad shape. It was all falling apart, but it sold for $8. So I go ahead and pick these ones up when they're the actual like Disney movies. When they're the classic movies, I go ahead and pick them up whenever I see them. Paddington Bear from the 1970s. He's adorable. So I am going to list this, but I'll be hard pressed to list this because I really love this story and this character. So, you know. And then I picked this up as well for about 25 cents, a child's Bible reader. And this is, you can see this like inscription here. It says Happy Birthday, August 25th, 1940. So, you know, it's old. It's beautiful. It's really, really nicely done. Nice illustrations and things like that throughout. So I will go ahead and list that again. I do pretty well with my vintage books. Okay, and then I'm going to show you these from estate sales real quick. These were 50 cents a piece. I got this little like red, sort of almost like a miniature suitcase, and then this big one here with a buckle on the front with this awesome retro lining inside. It's very cool. Like I said, 50 cents a piece. I'm also kind of debating keeping these on for the pictures, all these little like luggage tag remnants, because I feel like they give it such character. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, 50 cents a piece, and I usually do pretty good with suitcases, usually between about 35 and 65, so we'll see how those do. And on to clothes. So I'm going to start with this guy first. This was a big purchase today, and it may have been a mistake, but that's okay, because we all make mistakes, right? And I was willing to give it a go. So it is a military jacket, and it comes with all the liner and everything. It's it's a complete piece. And it has these awesome badges on as well. 27th Tactical Fighter Squadron. You can see this one here, and then this one here too. It is in good shape, apart from just a few little marks up here on the collar. And then you can see in the label here as well, it's men's field jacket. So I have a lot of research to do on this. Now I know that I paid $30 for this. Yeah, I did. They actually wanted 50 and I talked them down to 30, but I know I can make $30 back on it just because it's a good quality winter coat with all the liner and stuff like that. I have no doubt that I can make that back, but I'm really hoping that I can make some extra on this, obviously. So we'll see. I need to start looking at comps, I need to do a bit of research, and I need to decide which platform it's going to be best on, or if it's going to be both. We'll see if I can find out how old it is, but I just thought it was cool, and I know I'm going to learn a lot from it, so I'm not afraid of putting a little bit of money in to learn something new. And okay, let's go through the clothes. So the reason why I have this giant stack of clothes, and I don't usually do clothes that much, but the Goodwills in my area are actually having a 50% off everything sale all over my area. So, ta-da! So I'm just going to show you what all I picked up. Overall, I paid for this entire pile here, and there is so much stuff. I paid like $40 roughly for it. And a couple of little toys that I got my son for being good in the store. But yeah, about $40. And I think I feel like I did pretty good. And these are going to be listed on Etsy primarily. Some will be cross-posted on eBay, and some may go onto my personal site that I'm working on at the moment, which is going to be more for like vintage clothing wear. So more to come on that in the future. But anyway, here we go. So we've got this made in Austria piece here. Really, really beautiful piece of outerwear, all lined. It is gorgeous, very, very heavy, in great shape. I don't really know the individual prices, I'll be honest with you, but they're anywhere from $1 to like $3.50, basically, is where it tops out at. I got this Pendleton, made in the USA, 100% pure virgin wool sweater vest in the ladies section. I just thought this was really cool, and fall and winter is coming, so that should do pretty good. Okay, I got this fishing shirt. I don't know anything about it, but I was really bummed out. It actually has a stain down here, so I'm going to go ahead and work on it and get everything washed. Nothing has been washed or laundered or obviously ironed or steamed or anything yet, but I'm going to see what I can do with that. But I just, I thought I'd take a chance, and mostly because it is a 2XL, so with it being a specific niche piece, fishing shirt or whatever, and it being 2XL, I thought I'd give it a go. This I found some Pepsi shirts made in Vietnam. Now I'm pretty sure that these are old as well. They have the Pepsi emblem on the back, and I actually got 4 of these. They were like $1 a piece. They're all short sleeve, so I figured I would give them a try as well. I have sold Stranger Things, and like the vintage soda stuff seems to do well for me. I picked this up. It is no specific brand, but I picked it up because it's new with tags inside, and it had the Apple emblem on it. So, there's some good keywords there. And it's a waterproof zip-up jacket. Like I said, new with tags, so we'll see how that does. This I thought was a cool find. It's from Harrods. If anybody is familiar with that, you'll know it's high-end Knightsbridge in London. It's a department store. It's very famous for its toys, but also obviously it does sweaters. I don't know, but I picked that up because I'm pretty sure I'd get a good price on that. With it being such a high-end department store, I got this vintage corduroy, extremely sort of late 80s, early 90s style sweater. Not sweater, I'm sorry, zip-up jacket. I thought that was awesome. Okay, got a couple of the older Tommy Hilfiger pieces. There's that one, and this one is a little bit more blocky, very cool, very 90s. An LL Bean made in Sri Lanka, long sleeve, very cool, kind of like herringbone almost pattern going on here. This was $1, just like a waterproof vintage zip-up jacket with some really cool button detailing as well. I like that. I really like the lining. Got this very old American Eagle Outfitters made in the USA sort of lavender shirt. This Gap brown corduroy shirt, I think it's vintage, but it says made in Bangladesh. Does anyone know if that can still be vintage if it's made in Bangladesh? It sort of screams 90s to me, but let me know if any of you guys know that. Some vintage workwear here, short sleeve, awesome bright shirt, a US Army shirt here, like a big button-up kind of outerwear jacket. Super Bowl Champions 1999 t-shirt, and this really cool vintage knit sweater. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to see more, let me know your thoughts on what I found today, and have a great weekend picking and selling. Bye!